Okay, top of the morning to everybody. It must be about Friday, so it must be about time for me to bloviate about life stuck here in America. Some really great things, and I just posted recently, or maybe tomorrow, about some of the stuff Google Plus does about putting trips together in sort of album form with maps and things like that, which is really, really cool. Some of the other things that I'm going to get around to posting about are reviews and comments that people make. Now, one of the major ones is hotels or motels along the way, and people's reviews about the state of some of these places. One in particular in Tallahassee, and I'll be posting the location. And so many people talk about the place being a dump, being this and being that. And the area in town that it's in has a whole bunch of, from upscale motels to whatever kind of motels. And this one is, it's not an independent, it's part of a chain and all that. And people are talking about how terrible it is. Well, first of all, it's $38 a night. And that includes sort of a light, but quite substantial, to my mind, breakfast buffet and how terrible the place is, how it stinks, how it's full of druggies and stuff like that. Well, the night I stayed there certainly weren't any druggies. The night I stayed there, the place was absolutely full. Whereas the other hotels that were, or motels that were right there, most of them were half or more empty. So I don't know, but I'll be commenting more on that. The other one is, as many of you know, I'm out looking for Vietnamese restaurants and amongst other things here in the Clearwater, St. Petersburg, this area, as opposed to Tampa Bay, which is on the other side of the bay. And there's everything. There's Google Maps with its reviews. Now there's Yelp, there's Foursquare, there's I don't know how many. If you look for restaurant apps, you're going to find hundreds upon hundreds of them. Now, many of these people that review these places, like Vietnamese food, have never had real Vietnamese food before, so they don't really know. Now, I understand if you go someplace and the food is good and the place is clean and the service is good, fine, that's good food, but please, I've walked into Thai food, especially. I have gone into a few Thai food places that don't have Thai food. Now, I don't know a lot about Thai food because I lived in northeast Thailand, in Isan, and most of the food I ate was Lao or Isan food, but I had enough time there. And I know there's, different, pad Thai, I guess, is a good one. I've had pad thai in central Thai. I've had pad thai in northern Thailand. I've had pad thai in all sorts of restaurants and food stalls throughout the area. And the stuff I've had here that they sell as pad, it might be good. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not pad thai. So, it's sort of like Vietnamese food in Isan. It's not Vietnamese food. Some of it might be quite good. Some of it might be, okie dokie. But a lot of it isn't Vietnamese food. If a Vietnamese person walked in, they would, go, well, this is okay, but what is it? Because it's not Vietnamese food. The same thing holds true with some of these places here. Yes, I understand in food courts, all the plates and bowls are throwaway. But at the end of the day, you can't drink your pho soup or broth with a little plastic spoon. It just don't work. And there's a lot of things, there's some things that are just bland. The broth in pho, the wonderful thing about it is it's got the richness from the bone marrow that makes up the base of the soup. And if it's not there, it's not that. Also, some of the reviews and some of the things about the state parks around the area. I don't know on how people base their views and opinions, but I think a lot of people, some people everything is great, some people everything is wrong. But most people aren't specific about, what the problem is. So, okay, I understand their views and opinions, but I think people should be a little more objective about their ratings. Anyhow, I'm going to be doing a bunch more about this because the reviews and stuff I've been reading in a lot of places just kind of gets up my nose or gets under my skin or whatever. I think a lot of them are unfair. I think a lot of them are too generous. I think a lot of them are too subjective and whatever. So that's it. And this is the introduction to me pissing and moaning about reviews and places to eat and places to visit here in the Florida area for now. So y'all take care. Look forward to talking to you some more and whatever. Have a great day. And it's going on 6 minutes, so that's all, folks.